Hi guys, Ovilee May with Yahoo Esports, and I am joined by the host of the Blame Game, frequent guest on League Weekly, the one and only MarkZ. How are you?
I'm great. Just finished casting the series. 4 days straight of casting. I'm ready to go take a nap.
Yeah, was this your first time casting on like big stage or?
No, I had done the Challenger Series finals before that, which was my first time like with a crowd really.
And for the people who didn't know, Mark, you've been casting the entire college season starting in January. How was that?
It was less than ideal as someone who likes coordinated team play because obviously when you get to the end here, it's pretty high level gameplay, but throughout the season they match up the weakest teams with the strongest teams. So there's a lot of smashes early on in the season that as a play-by-play has all the fun in the world. He's going crazy, but I'm supposed to be trying to break it down. I'm like, I don't know why people are dying. They're just worse players, and that's not too much you can say about that.
So would you say that it was like difficult to bring some analytical hype to some of the games?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times I could go in depth about how a matchup's supposed to go and see it go the other way. The amount of times that happened was pretty frustrating where I'm like, this matchup is bad for this. Okay, it doesn't matter. And then so that after that happens a couple times, I started getting used to like the fact that what I was going to say is not important. And then we had it's best of threes, but we had 2-0s the entire way until playoffs. And the first time we had a 3-game series, I was like, this can happen? So it's just a different beast than Challenger or Pro.
Did you know anything about the college scene before you jumped on for casting?
A handful. Like I had done the analyst desk for the last campus series finals. So when that was at PAX East last year, or whatever, I was on the analyst desk for that. So I'd do that. One of my friends is Sherman, who runs the whole thing. So he's always telling me about it. So I have a decent idea of what's going on, but definitely not like a full-on like I'm an expert. I watch all this stuff. I know everything that's happening.
Were there any storylines that popped out for you that you were following through the season?
I think, well, so early on in the season, like we said, everything's a stomp. The teams you expect to beat each other are all there. So obviously RMU, SFU, UBC, all these names you kind of know already. I think the surprises kind of came at the finals of each conference where you had a bunch of upsets with RMU losing to Maryville now, UBC lost to SFU, and then even at this event, a couple of the kind of well-known teams didn't go as far as you thought they would have.
Do you think that any of these teams or players have potential to break into Challenger or even LCS?
I think a lot of them have a chance to. It just depends on, what their priorities are. Because a lot of them enjoy playing. I was talking to CKG, who's actually CAC God, if anyone remembers his name. I didn't know that until the finals when someone mentioned it. And he was someone who played in the Challenger Series a long time. And he's a good player. He has the potential to, but he wanted to play in like a less stressful environment, which is something that the campus series can kind of provide. So I think a lot of them, if they want to go pro, they could try. I mean, there's a lot of people who try and go pro and flame out too, so it's hard to say.
Oh, I have to ask, during some of the features, we heard like a marching band version of Silver Scrapes, but in the background, there was also some choir singing. Were you a part of that choir?
No, they did not ask me. I think they're concerned that like I'm such a star that I would make the whole thing like how you can't have you can't have Beyonce in a choir. That's basically the problem that they ran into with me.
Oh man, I would have looked forward to that. Now next week, Summer Split starts for LCS. Do you have any thoughts on any of the roster changes? I mean, like Turtle, Dardoch.
I mean, I'll probably be putting out some content this week where I actually script out my thoughts, but I think CLG, if everything goes well with Dardoch, then they actually have like a legitimate threat to make Worlds right now, because I think based off what we saw last split, you would say they're in a little bit of a struggle, but that's kind of only like the big roster move that people are excited about. Smithy picking up, or IMT picking up Smithy, not that big of a deal. Turtle going back to FlyQuest, TSM getting double lift again. A lot of that stuff, like, people kind of saw coming, and so it wasn't that hype of an off season.
Well, do you have anything that you'd like to say to any college fans or MarkZ fans in particular?
To college fans, enjoy your college days and stuff. Go wild and actually try at college. I didn't try hard enough. Look at where it got me. I'm in an interview with Ovilee.
And we're gonna cut it there. If you'd like to see more coverage, I don't know. Just check out more of us at Yahoo Esports.